Chapter 1 of Karenina, Book 2. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by William Matzel. Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Translated by Constance Garnett. Book 2, Chapter 1. At the end of the winter in the Trebatskys' house, a consultation was being held, which was to pronounce on the state of Kitty's health and the measures to be taken to restore her failing strength. She had been ill, and as spring came on she grew worse. The family doctor gave her cod liver oil, then iron, then nitrate of silver. But as the first and the second and the third were alike in doing no good, and as his advice when the spring came was to go abroad, a celebrated physician was called in. The celebrated physician, a very handsome man, still youngish, asked to examine the patient. He maintained, with peculiar satisfaction it seemed, that maiden modesty is a mere relic of barbarism, and that nothing could be more natural than for a man, still youngish, to handle a young girl naked. He thought it natural because he did it every day, and felt and thought, as it seemed to him, no harm as he did it, and consequently he considered modesty in the girl not merely a relic of barbarism, but also as an insult to himself. There was nothing for it but to submit, since, although the doctors had studied in the same school, had read the same books, and learned the same science, and though some people said the celebrated doctor was a bad doctor, in the princess's household and circle it was for some reason accepted that this celebrated doctor alone had some special knowledge, and that he alone could save Kitty. After a careful examination and sounding of the bewildered patient, dazed with shame, the celebrated doctor, having scrupulously washed his hands, was standing in the drawing-room talking to the prince. The prince frowned and coughed, listening to the doctor. As a man who had seen something in life, and neither a fool nor an invalid, he had no faith in medicine, and in his heart was furious at the whole farce, especially as he was perhaps the only one who fully comprehended the cause of Kitty's illness. Conceited blockhead, he thought, as he listened to the celebrated doctor's chatter about his daughter's symptoms. The doctor was meantime with difficulty restraining the expression of his contempt for this old gentleman, and with difficulty condescending to the level of his intelligence. He perceived that it was no good talking to the old man, and that the principal person in the house was the mother. Before her he decided to scatter his pearls. At that instant the princess came into the drawing-room with the family doctor. The prince withdrew, trying not to show how ridiculous he thought the whole performance. The princess was distracted, and did not know what to do. She felt she had sinned against Kitty. "Well, doctor, decide our fate," said the princess. "Tell me everything." "Is there hope?" she meant to say, but her lips quivered, and she could not utter the question. "Well, doctor?" "Immediately, princess. I will talk it over with my colleague, and then I will have the honor of laying my opinion before you." "So we had better leave you?" "As you please." The princess went out with a sigh. When the doctors were left alone, the family doctor began timidly explaining his opinion, that there was a commencement of tuberculous trouble, but... and so on. The celebrated doctor listened to him, and in the middle of his sentence looked at his big gold watch. "Yes," said he, "but..." The family doctor respectfully...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?